when you said, when I first asked you about how this had affected your relationship with Jesus, you said, I speak to him more. And then you said that it's through the scriptures and through other people and so on, and relationships. Could you just say a little bit about that? I mean, do you what does communication with Jesus mean to you now this year? Do you speak to him? And if so, how do you?
Well, it's more actually being with him than speaking to him, you know. So I try to meditate more regularly, more faithfully, and so I used to put in like twice a day, morning and evening, for my 25 minutes of meditation time. Now I try to put in an extra one, midday, or somewhere in between the two periods. And I find that is really a very stabilizing factor in my life, you know, even more so now than when I was well. And during the times of chemotherapy, or when my body is really feeling tired and I can't sit, I actually lie down and do my meditation, because to me that is so vital. Because I find that if I miss it, I get the panic attacks, more. So I think it's this quiet time that puts me in touch with my source of being. Yeah, that's what I mean. Talking to him, being with him. Yeah.
And you were saying that you find with the meditation, it has a physical. You experience some of the physical. You experience effects at all the different levels of yourself. You know, including the body. Though you said you felt physical benefits from meditation, and that you didn't have to take sleeping pills.
Yes. In the beginning of my medical treatment, maybe because of the drugs they've been giving me, or just my state of panic, I found I couldn't go to sleep easily. So they had to give me sleeping pills. And then I got panic disorder attacks, and I had to take Valium and various other drugs to calm myself. And then I became a little dopey during the day because of all these drugs, and you know, my mind couldn't absorb things, and I was feeling like Tweety Bird. So I decided to do away with all these drugs, and I would go to sleep just reciting my prayer word, Maranatha. I've never tried that before because I guess I never had problems sleeping, and I found it worked very well. You know, just a few recitations and I'm asleep. Or when my mind goes into a panic state thinking of some things about my illness, I also use my prayer word, and then I become very calm. So now my prayer word is my one for everything medicine. And it works, and it's free, and it's no side effects, good side effects. So I never realized that, you know, rooting the mantra deeply in you can, like now in my life, you know, yield such benefits. You know, somebody did ask me, well, if you use the mantra to meditate, and that's supposed to keep you alert, using it to sleep, won't it later when you use it in your prayer time make you fall asleep? But it doesn't seem to. So it's really a one for all. You know, you can use it in all situations and it works. So there's something about rooting a prayer word in you. Yeah. And I'm grateful for that gift.
I mean, you'd been meditating for 18 years before it was sort of tested with this time of illness.
Right. Yes.
And so this was sort of putting those 18 years into, well, you were ready to...
Right. I didn't think it worked until now when it's working. You know, because when you meditate, you don't see the effects, and you keep thinking, I'm still the same old bad self, you know, and my meditation is still full of distractions. I'm not I'm not getting visions or anything dramatic, you know. It's just a thing that you do daily as a discipline, you know. But when in times of crisis like this, when I can't understand why I'm getting so much peace, then I know that all those years of practice is really bearing fruit when I need it.
What would you advise somebody who has just been diagnosed with cancer, is going through all the things that you went through? That is it possible to learn to meditate then, do you think?
Definitely, somebody who's been newly diagnosed with cancer can learn to meditate quite easily, because I mean, when you're very sick, you just don't have the time or the mood to say a lot of words, right? You can't go into complicated prayer, and you need prayer, because at this time there's you need all that support, and I find that meditation is such an easy way to pray. You know, you just say one word, and immediately brings you into a calm state, even if you haven't been practicing it for a while, you know, like you're new at it. Yeah, I think in fact it's the best time to learn, because you need that calmness so urgently, you know, and there's no better way of getting it.
For years that you've been meditating, you've always heard about the present moment, and when we meditate we enter into the present moment, we stop thinking about the past, and we stop thinking about the future, and we just come into this moment of Christ, this moment in which God is fully present to us. What does that meaning, what does the meaning of that teaching say to you now? What you've gone through, what you're going through, what does living in the present moment mean to you now? Do you understand it better?
Oh yeah, I have to live it. That's the only way I can live in peace, is to live in the present moment. I can't think of the past, and I dare not think of the future. So I'm only left with this, and it's getting like daily, you know. I can't even think in terms of, I don't know, a month, you know. It's daily, and I find it's a beautiful way to live. And I think unless you're forced to live in that way, because the other ways would be total panic, you wouldn't appreciate what is it to live in the present moment. And to me, living in the present moment means that even simple things like going for breakfast with my husband, or meeting a friend, or even when the children come home and I greet them, it becomes very special, very intense, because you don't know whether you might get to do it again, you know, like, you know, you don't know how short time is. And when I meet my friends, like, or when I get to have a travel holiday, you know, whether I come again, you know, and I look at all the trees, all the flowers, and all the smells, you know, and yeah, be really like a child, you know, childlike appreciation of life, and I'm grateful for that, you know, because it makes everything more special. You know, every birthday I celebrate, every simple occasion.